Hello everyone and welcome to this video on IBM Planning Analytics Workspace. Today we're going to do a first impressions video and I'll show you a side-by-side comparison of the new PAW User Interface released in version 57 compared to the old PAW User Interface version 55, which is now referred to by IBM as PAW Classic. So let's get started. The biggest question we get at QueBIT is, what's changed in this release? Well, as you notice, there is no version 56. So IBM has jumped from version 55 to version 57. And with that versioning, they have completely updated the new user interface, as well as released some very fun and interesting new functionality. So here I'm going to log in first to the old PAW Classic. And this should be the very familiar user interface in PAW. It has the IBM Blue. It has the shared folders in the middle here. I have access to my personal folders through the left-hand menu bar. And since I logged in as an admin, I also have access to my users' content as well. And I see my admin button up at the top right side of my web page. And I have this middle menu bar where I can search as well as start a new book. I can work on folder permissions, or of course I can filter or sort my objects. So this is the old PAW Classic version 55 user interface. And now let's take a look at the new PAW 57 user interface. So here I've launched PAW 57 and we notice that the login page looks identical to the old format. But when I log in, we see that the user interface on the home page has completely changed. So this is the new welcome page. It has the sleek IBM carbonized color scheme with blacks and grays. If you haven't seen the IBM Carbon Design System as it's known, it is intended to give a more unified look with some recognizable consistency across their product lines, and overall, I do think it looks really sleek. IBM also did a great job on helping new users getting started in this updated release. We notice in this welcome banner a watch a demo quick button. This will launch you into a very quick tutorial. And in the upper right-hand corner, we have a question mark. And here's where you can get help in this learning pane. So here I can just search for some answers. I'm going to type in, what is OLAP? And very quickly get some search results to help me start understanding that I can also filter on. So this little filter button, I can then choose videos, documentation, blog posts. And if I don't find the answer, I can go, this quick link will lead me to the IBM Knowledge Center, or I can ask the IBM forum. Clicking on that link leads me to the IBM community, and here is the forum page where I can quickly search any previous discussion or post a question myself. Now, if you've never been to the IBM community, I highly recommend checking out this webpage. There is a lot of information here. In addition to the user forum, there are links to future events that you can participate in. You can join a group to discuss various different topics and much, much more. Personally, I found this very useful and a great way to just stay connected to IBM Analytics. Now let's go back to take a look at more in PAW version 57. In the next section we see is a quick launch area with these tiles. Application and plans are the latest and greatest new features that are being rolled out in PAW 57, where users can get started on a guided planning module in PAW. Now this video is not going to go into how to use that guided planning in applications. However, be sure to check out our other video that will teach you all about the latest new feature, as well as how to create and use these applications and plans. There's also a link to the administration pane. I'm going to do another video that is going to be all about the administration functions behind the scenes and the differences between the PAW Classic and this new PAW version 57. If you're an admin, be sure to watch that video. But for end users, we see that there is a reports and analysis tile. Now this tile is most similar to PAW Classic. This is where you can access all of your books and views and worksheets that you've uploaded into PAW, and is basically where you will be able to continue to analyze and view those results. If you're a developer, then Data and Models is a quick link tile that you can click where you can access your cubes, dimensions, TI processes, your rules, and other objects in your model. Now note that these tiles will depend on your access privileges. So if I am an end user, chances are if I log in, you will not see the data models or administration tiles. If you're an administrator, you will see all the tiles, such as how we've logged in today. Or if you're a modeler, perhaps you only see the data and models tile. So your access privileges will determine which tiles you see here. Now, one of the nice things that we notice at the very bottom is my applications, my recents, as well as favorites. So if you are like me and like a clean user interface, you can optionally close the welcome banner by clicking on this X in the upper right-hand corner. I get a pop-up notification asking, am I sure I want to remove this banner? I can click remove, or as noted here, I can press Control Y to get back the banner. I can also collapse or expand my quick launch section. And so if you needed to, you could really get into just your application's recents or favorite objects. So I think IBM did a great job on helping the overall user navigate the new UI. Notice that we still have our drop-down menu at the top here, but we also have on the left-hand side a new home button, as well as a quick link button for our shared objects. Here you can see I can easily now jump into my shared folders. I can search among my folders. I can mark one as a favorite with the little heart icon, or I can even filter or sort accordingly. Next, I have a quick link button for my personal folders. So here is where I could come in here and get into my personal folders and objects quickly. Notice I also have a link, because I logged in as an admin, to all of my users' content as well. If you're not an administrator, you will not show this icon, nor would you have access to any users' shared or personal objects. At the bottom, I also have a quick plus sign, which can help me get started and create from scratch a book or a book from template. So I'm going to go ahead and choose from template. And notice that I have the same options as the PAW Classic. So I could do any one of these as a getting started to build a dashboard. And I have the option to have tabbed or just a single page. And then I can go ahead and get started with the create. So I'm going to just choose one of these tab templates and click create. Now I'm ready to start building out my dashboard. Notice that the UI has taken over as the main thing that I see, because it is an end user role. So I have my workspace area here, and I have along the left-hand side now different options to getting started. If I wanted to go into my databases, I can click the different tabs and access my TM1 instances that I have access to, just like in the PAW Classic. So from here, I can drill down, and you notice that some of the icons have been given a minor facelift as well. The colors are a lot more vibrant. I think overall they're clearer as well. I think IBM did a great job on this design. On the right-hand side, we notice that I have a grid line that is in the back of the user interface, and that's better so that I can get a pixel perfect lineup when I'm trying to take two objects and line them up side by side, which is something that I think IBM did a great job as including as well. So this video will not go any further into building out any dashboards, but that will be our next video, so be sure to catch that. We'll go into building a new dashboard from scratch, as well as talk about the different user interface differences between version 55 and 57. I'm going to hop back quickly up into my Home tab and click on my Data and Models button just to show you what this looks like for you modelers out there. And it's the same. It just has the data section already pop out for me. And then from here, I can drill down into, let's say, whatever it is I'm working on. And just like before, I can click and drag and drop onto my work area and get started. So from here, you notice that when I have an object selected, gone is the little blue box up at the top, which then popped open a menu bar that was specific to that object. Now the menu bar has moved and been expanded out as a submenu bar underneath the black menu bar at the top. You still have a lot of the same features and functionalities, and I think it's just clearer and easier laid out. You just now have to be careful on which object you've clicked on so that you know which menu option here is going to drive the change on that object that is selected. Also notice that I have on the right-hand side my tried and trusty properties menu, and if I click on that, I'll notice that IBM did a fantastic job on really building all of this out. So there's a lot more capabilities in here, which we'll talk about when we are building out our dashboards, but the properties button is still driving all the different generalizations, the customizations, whether the objects are syncing or not. And if you create a chart, a lot of cool new visualization changes as well. So here we see that we can get that pixel perfect positioning as well as size regarding an object's layout. We can go into the custom features, which just like PAW Classic did have the themes. Now we can optionally hide some of our row headers or our column headers. Other things that were built out are more options for text properties. So here we see we have a lot more options now as far as changing fonts and colors. We can use the hex codes and get much more color options, style options, and font options. Thanks for watching today in this first impressions video comparing PAW Classic version 55 to the new PAW version 57 user interface. I hope you join me in the excitement for this new major UI design, as well as the added features and functionalities. Be sure to catch our other videos, which takes a deeper dive into the world of applications and planning, as well as building dashboards and forecasting. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at info@QueBIT.com. And be sure to stay up to date with the latest information by joining our podcast and QueBIT blog, where you'll find much more knowledge sharing sessions, tips and tricks, and much, much more. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.